Hey mamas, if you're a first-time mama hoping to avoid some common mistakes that can really impact your pregnancy, birth, and postpartum period, you have come to the right place. I'm Bridget, a birth doula and a childbirth educator, and I'm a mama to 2 little girls, and I love providing information to parents so they can make empowered decisions about their pregnancy, birth, and their parenthood. If you haven't yet, make sure you subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss out when I put out valuable new information just for you. Now, I don't want to waste any time, so let's hop into the first time mama mistake number 1. They stay with the first OBGYN they visit. In my experience, couples having out-of-hospital births usually interview 3 to 5 different midwives before choosing the one that they want for their prenatal, birth, and postpartum care. In the hospital setting, women tend to stay with the provider that they were seeing before pregnancy or the one they saw for their first prenatal visit. The beginning of your pregnancy is time to try out different providers and find the one that aligns with your philosophy of birth the most. I really encourage you to interview with different OBs, even midwives, and then even consider what it might look like for you to birth in an out-of-hospital setting if that's something available to you. Number 2, they spend more time on the nursery than postpartum planning. Now, don't get me wrong, I love prepping the nursery. It is so fun. But most of the time, the nursery isn't even used for at least the first 3 to 6 months after a baby is born, sometimes longer because baby is room or bed sharing with you. So instead of spending tons of time and money on the nursery, just get the basics ready and spend the rest of your time and money on taking a breastfeeding course, finding a local lactation counselor, a pelvic floor therapist, making freezer meals, etc. I have devoted courses for the postpartum season that teach you all about breastfeeding and how to navigate the incredible transition from maiden to mother. They are linked down below, so be sure to click on their links to prepare for your postpartum season. Number 3, once labor begins, they start timing contractions, or as I say, surges, right away and get into birth mode. This often leads to exhaustion, labor feeling very long, and going into the hospital too early. When labor starts, the best thing mama can do at that time is to ignore it and continue with life as usual. So if you start feeling surges at night, go to bed and get as much sleep as you can. If surges begin during the day, continue with your normal routine like it's just a regular day, but maybe get in an extra nap if you can. As a rule of thumb, I encourage parents to not time surges until you are consumed by them and you're unable to talk through them. And even then, time about 4 to 6 surges to get a gauge on where you're at, and then put the timer away for a few hours until you notice a change in either the intensity or the frequency of the surges. My favorite surge timer apps are Freya and Full Term, and a popular one that parents use is Contraction Timer, and that really isn't my favorite because it tells parents when to go to the hospital simply based on the timing of the surges, which isn't always the best indicator of when to go, and it does put sometimes unnecessary sense of urgency on parents that can impact the labor flow. Number 4 is activating the phone tree. And by this, I mean sending out a mass text to all your friends and family, posting on social media, canceling all your plans, etc. at the first sign of labor. When mamas are in labor, they need to be able to internalize, focus, and have freedom for labor to unfold unobserved and uninterrupted. And what I've experienced with mamas activating the phone tree, if you will, is that they feel a sense of pressure of expectation from others. The thing is, labor is unpredictable. It could start and then may fizzle out. It may take a while to really get established. It may take an unexpected turn, which it often does. And then even well-intentioned loved ones that are calling and texting saying, hey, how are things going? Or how dilated are you? What's your progress? When are you going to the hospital? Or it's been a while. I hope the baby is safe. It can interrupt your labor flow, plant seeds of doubt, place an expectation of what you need to be doing. And the truth is, the only thing you need to be doing is surrendering to the process and allowing birth to unfold in the time and manner your baby needs it to. So my encouragement to you is to only notify the people who are going to be actively involved in the birth of your baby, or let people know that you will update them, but not to reach out to you, or have them text your partner or doula so you can remain in your flow state without interruption. And lastly, number 5 is going into the hospital too early in labor. This definitely is linked to timing contractions early and often and then activating that phone tree, but it also has to do with not knowing how to find comfort in labor or understanding the process of labor. This is especially important for mamas who are hoping to have little to no birth interventions. The longer mama can labor in the comfort of her home, the lower the likelihood is for unnecessary or unwanted interventions. In general, if you are within an hour of the hospital, you want to leave when surges are between 5 to 3 minutes apart, lasting for 1 minute over the course of an hour and all consuming during the surge. And then between them, mama is quiet, she's focused, and seems to be in her own labor world. For you first-time mamas, laboring at home till closer to that 4 or even 3 minute length between surges can help you avoid spending more time at the hospital than you might want to. Now, one of the best ways to prepare for laboring at home is understanding the process of birth and knowing how to find comfort as labor intensifies. I teach you both of these things and so much more in the Built to Birth course, which I have linked down below for you, as well as the totally free mini birth class that you can take as well. Mamas, you've got this. My goal as a childbirth educator and a birth doula is to help mamas labor smarter, not harder. And the way you can do that is by educating yourself. I have several courses that will help inform and encourage you to be the driver of your pregnancy, birth, and postpartum experience so that seasons surrounding the childbearing year can be happier, healthier, and easier for you and your family. They're all linked in the description below. So check them out. Sign up for that free mini birth class if you haven't already taken it. And thanks for being with me in this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, mamas.